Okay, awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Horizen Weekly Insider number 91. Today is June 7, 2021. Thanks for joining us live here on Discord and YouTube. And please be aware that this call is being recorded and will also be available for you to check out later in our Horizen podcast in the case that you miss our updates. Now, also, please remember to ask your questions on Menti while this call is happening so the team can answer all your questions at the end. I'll welcome now Alberto to give us the engineering updates.
Thank you, Angie, and hello, everybody. So let's start, as usual, from Zendu, where, as you remember, probably a couple of weeks ago, we finished the last final code review of the last remaining item, the proof verifier. And thanks to that, we can consider the implementation of Zendu as finished. In parallel, we have carried on the integration activities between mainchain and sidechain. And in particular, there were some tests on the Zendu side that needed to be fixed, mainly because of interface changes. We were able to fix them all, so we created a new pull request and merged such fixes on the branch that is currently being audited by a third-party company. In fact, one other activity that we are bringing on is the support to the code audit that is going on the Zendu side, and that has the goal of auditing all the code related to this release before bringing it on testnet and mainnet. Switching to the proving system, we prepared the branches that will be audited by another third-party company. Obviously, also here, the aim is to audit all the code related to this upcoming release and specifically related to the proving system part. This will be another activity that we will support in the next weeks. In particular, this audit is going to start today. About the proving system white paper, we finished the first round of reviews. A few comments were left, and those are currently being addressed. I think that we'll be able to publish the white paper very soon. Okay, regarding the SDK, last week we conducted a workshop in Ukraine with a double goal. On one hand, we were able to review, approve, and merge all the open integration pull requests. There were a total of 7 PRs. And on the other hand, we were also able to start discussing the plan for our next delivery, the SDKA, that will start right after this upcoming release. So we are already moving on with the next phase of the project. So we are currently closing the integration phase of SDKB, but we are already start planning the SDKA activities. And finally, regarding the circuits, we started working on the base transaction circuit after having already worked on the C session withdrawals and the forward transfer circuit. So regarding these, we're moving on for what is needed for the next phase. So this is the third circuit we are working on, and this part will be particularly important in the overall circuit structure for the sidechain. And probably all for today. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Alberto, for the great updates. Let's continue with Vano today to give us the BD and operations updates.
Hello, Angie. Actually, it's Dean who starts our update. Please, Dean.
Hey, Vano, thank you. Sorry about that, Angie. Last minute change there because I have some news to share with everybody. So this week, or I should say last week, on Wednesday, I went out to the Bitcoin conference. I was there from Wednesday night through Sunday. And it was really a great event for Zen, Horizen, and just everyone associated with the project. Met with a lot of our ecosystem partners and investors. So got to meet with DCG, for example, at the DCG Summit. And I would say, just having been to a number of these, I didn't actually attend the conference itself, so all of my meetings were off-site, But having attended many of these conferences now, I can say that the brand awareness for Horizen and what we're doing is certainly increasing. I would say a few years ago, the people who knew us were mainly retail participants. And as things continue to grow in our ecosystem, we're really making leaps and bounds improvements in terms of who knows about us on the institutional side. So I was really pleased with the week. It was very successful. Got to meet also with several developers who are building sidechains or who plan to build sidechains. So it was just an all-around good experience for Horizen and for our partners. And with that, actually, I'll turn it over to Caspers first, who can talk a little bit about some of the sidechain partnerships that we're working on, and then he'll turn it over to Vano. Caspers?
Great update, Dean. Thank you. Update on sidechain partnerships. I can say that last week we signed a new MOU with a project that integrates traditional, or should I say legacy technologies with emerging technologies such as blockchain and IoT for the supply chain industry. So together with them, we will be exploring a dedicated sidechain that would map the different actions in the supply chain processes for their clients as transactions on a sidechain, and also integrate zero knowledge for data privacy. Other than that, we're also seeing a great interest in developing NFTs and NFT capabilities on Horizen sidechains, and we have a few notable projects and enterprises actually looking to work with us to create tokenization platforms for example, collectibles and various utility NFTs. So that's the quick update from me. I'm turning it over to Vano.
Thanks, Caspers. Hello, everyone again. So we have several updates for today. We have a great new Fiat on-ramp edition in our ecosystem, which is Transac. And Transac is a licensed Fiat on-ramp which uses some of our best exchange partners for liquidity and offers Zen on-ramp using fiat currencies such as Euro, Great British Pound, Swiss franc, Indian rupee, and others. So this opens great new door for Zen in many countries for fiat currencies. This is a great news, really. And regarding exchanges, Zen has been listed on Buybox Exchange, which is established in 2017 and is operating in China. Here is USDT and volume is already there. And lastly, the big news is that Binance has added another stablecoin pair for Zen, which is BUSD. And the news is from just yesterday, from Sunday, and volume is already great. And we are very thankful for Binance for supporting us. And yeah, that's it from me. And I'm now passing to Guan for Chinese market updates.
Thank you, Vano. Hi, everyone. This is Guan from China Market. Last week, I joined the 3 great events as a speaker, and the first event was hosted by Cointelegraph China. The second was our own China Roadshow in Hangzhou, which was the most awesome event I've ever attended. The third one was hosted by Blocklike.com, and the total attendances were more than 1,000 people. And a special thanks to our China ambassador Zichen and his team, who helped us hosted our own first Horizen Roadshow in Hangzhou. And at the same time, we celebrated Horizen's 4th anniversary. A lot of new friends joined this event, including new miners, investors, capitals, and enterprises. And they really enjoyed in our project and our technology, like how to mine them, how to make Zen nodes, how to run dApps, and then a lot of great questions were asked by those attendances. Also, odaily.com helped us in online marketing of those events. And our next China Roadshow will be in Shanghai on June 19th. Everything is going well in our China market. That's all. I will pass the mic to Angie.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for the full BD team updates, and as well as Dean. Thank you, guys. Let's continue now with Lucy for the marketing section.
Hey everyone, happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Last week we celebrated the Horizen 4th anniversary. We hosted a special weekly insider for it, and I hope you took part of the celebration. The event was live streamed on YouTube, so if you didn't make it, you can check it out, the video on our YouTube channel. So all live audience at the event will receive some Zen airdrop. We have confirmed all Zen addresses, or 329 of them. So these people will receive Zen airdrop later today. So watch out for your wallet. And lastly, thank you, again, everyone who celebrated with us, and special thank you to Michael for providing the tech support for the live stream. Rob was a guest at the Decrypt Daily podcast last week, and Dean just mentioned our team attended the Miami Bitcoin conference over the weekend. Spencer was there as well, and he also met with a few people and ran into the Celsius CEO too. So had a great time. Guan, I just mentioned, big congratulations to Guan. He participated a whole bunch of events in China. Like he said that the Horizen hosted event was particularly successful. Guess who came to the event? He told me, guess who came to the event was super interested in Horizen and what we are doing. We had a few hundred guests and then to the Horizen hosted event, and many of them did not want to leave even when the event already ended. So they had more questions and wanted to know more about Horizen. So I'm just really excited about our growing community, our increased activities and brand awareness in China. So big shout out to our community manager Guan Ying and our ambassador Zichen for their hard work and achievements. I know they've already started preparing our next Horizen event in Shanghai. I'm just really eager to see the turnout, and I'm sure it will be a great success as well. We are at the same time, we are working behind the scene on several major announcements. So please keep an eye out on our news and social media feeds, and they should come out later this month. So that's all from me. Erica has some updates about Ambassador Program. Erica?
Hey everyone, happy Monday. So this last week, we officially welcomed Manon onto the team, and she'll be helping me out a lot with the Horizen Ambassador Program. So she'll be helping out with daily tasks, which has helped me greatly, which means we can also process the applications a lot faster. So if you've applied and you're still waiting to hear back, just know that we are working our best to get those responded to as quickly as possible. I would also like to welcome our newest ambassador, Paul. Paul likes to write articles, and I'll be sure to link his blog page for you guys so you can check him out. He does a really great job writing about different projects, including Horizen. So I'm very excited to see what he does with the program. And I also want to thank Thredo and Michael for being such an amazing help over the last few weeks. I definitely could not have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. And that's my update for today. Thanks.
Thank you, girls. Now let's welcome Rosario for Product and Engineering.
Hi, Angie, and good morning, good afternoon, everyone. This may be a repeat from what was previously announced, but I just joined a little late. So just to kick it off on the Zendoo audit side, we had previously announced we had CoinSpect as a vendor, and CoinSpect is a company that had previously audited our Zendy software, and they'll continue on with Zendoo, and they've already started that a few weeks back. We also, with Zendoo, comes cryptographic elements that just require specialized resources, and we've also elicited the help of a company called NCC, and they'll be focusing on the cryptographic elements of Zendoo. And the kickoff of the audit is starting today, so I'm really, really excited about that. And just as a reminder, Zendoo is our first major upgrade of our protocol, and it is going through a very stringent audit, a third-party audit, that to ensure that we're doing things in a responsible way, and upgrading them in a responsible way. And I'm sure you've also heard the testing process that will follow the completion of the audit. On the project side, we have Horizen Labs side. We had an update to the Celsius CTO and chief architect 2 weeks ago. And I didn't announce it last week because we had our celebration, our anniversary celebration. And I'll post a slide here later that or part of the slide that slides that I presented here, just so you have some awareness of general timeline and what's been accomplished. But just from a overall perspective, we've completed milestone 1 for Celsius, and milestone 1 was the creation of an auditing sidechain, to have a live node, and to have Celsius broadcast transactions to our node. And we presented that. We did a technical walkthrough with the Nuke and the Celsius chief architect who just joined their team. And they were very, very impressed. I was so happy to be able to walk them through this. And then we've started working on milestones 2 and 3 for Celsius. And the focus for those 2 milestones are more on the cryptographic elements. So we're going to be having to elicit participation from our cryptographers to help us craft those solutions. But I'll post some more details here just so you have general awareness. As also separately, Zane, who recently joined our team as VP Engineering, started looking at crafting an NFT standard for our Horizen ecosystem. He's recently kicked off a brainstorming session, which was amazing, and we will continue those. That will eventually lead us to the creation of the Horizen. Allow us to expand on the products side and also the engineering side. So that's been a very big focus for us. We are also onboarding new vendors to our ecosystem to help us with medium to low priority projects. And maybe these were medium and low priorities, but they're really, really important for our ecosystem. So we are revisiting those. And that is it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosario. Now let's welcome Rob for the final part and Q&A session.
Hi, Angie. Some great updates today, guys. Before I dive into mine, I just announced that Grayscale is going to be hosting a Horizen Deep Dive webinar on June 10th, which is this Thursday. So Liat and I will both be speaking on the webinar along with Ray and the Grayscale team. So I highly recommend people check it out if you can. And this is just a really good thing to do for the Grayscale and DCG ecosystem, just to kind of refresh who we are, what we're doing, why we're different from other projects that are also in their portfolio. So it should be a lot of fun. Come check it out. Stoic Nate, thank you for pointing out that horizenlabs.io just recently had a big website refresh. So also recommend everyone check that out. Let us know what you think. You can see some things on there like ZK Audit that Nate pointed out. Like, what the heck is ZK Audit? Well, this is a product, basically productizing what we're doing for Celsius and thinking about extending it beyond just the specific use case for Celsius and auditing the Celsius crypto reserves. We're thinking this could actually be a really kick-butt decentralized audit tool that, hey, you never know, maybe be able to challenge the big 4 auditors one day. Right? So if we can do things like audit cryptocurrency reserves in a decentralized way, we could potentially audit reserves and balances on exchanges if exchanges want to participate, and we are talking to some of them. And then you could even do things like audit what happens on private blockchains without actually revealing what happens on the private blockchain, right? Keep it on the blockchain privately, but you can still audit that what is happening is actually interesting and conforms to conforms to the rules that you've set forth in your consensus. So anyway, so check out the website. Let us know what you think. And if there are any improvements or things that maybe catch your attention, we can always talk about it. And also super happy to have Marco back on the team. Bear90, you guys have been around for years. Must know Marco. Marco is a key member of the team that stepped away for a little bit, and he's back. So that's really awesome. Really pumped for that. And let's see. So I had a great update last week with about the ambassador program, and I really love what's going on. You heard a little bit of a snippet from Erica. Erica has been an army of one launching this program. Obviously with the broader marketing team support and Lucy, obviously, but more recently having some of our amazing Zen evangelists support her, and that's been absolutely critical to getting this off the ground. We really can't do this just with our team. We have to expand out, and if we're gonna have a global reach as an organization or an ecosystem, we really do need support. So I highly recommend for all of you, diehards who come and join these weekly insiders, we listen to them on YouTube, the project, you should definitely her and her team are doing on the ambassador program. And as Dean mentioned, our ecosystem and brand keeps expanding. So we're getting a lot more brand awareness, especially as the ecosystem expands with things like new exchange listings, fiat on-ramps, Binance adding a new stablecoin pair, the BUSD against Zen. These are all really important ecosystem extensions that are just going to, again, solidify our place in this industry and just make using Zen and joining our ecosystem all that more easy. And then the updates that Guan gave out of China are just absolutely fantastic. Beyond just loving the pictures that we're seeing posted on Twitter, which are really cool, highly recommend everyone pay attention to what's going on in China right now with respect to Horizen, not necessarily in China specifically, but what the community is doing in China, what Guan's doing, the work that Lucy's doing. There's a lot going on there behind the scenes, and you're seeing just kind of like the surface level of it. Like as if this were an iceberg, you're seeing the very tip of the iceberg with the pictures and notifications that Guan Yin's putting on Twitter. But it goes much deeper, and we are actually talking to very substantial partners in China to really enter the market, and more from I would say both from this community building perspective and going around doing roadshow, getting people introduced to the ecosystem, the cryptocurrency. But that's just one part of it. The other part of it that's going on is a substantial technology growth in that marketplace. So there are ways to enter the Chinese market as a technology that are complementary to what we're doing on the ecosystem side. And this is what we're looking at right now with some very substantial partners, like I mentioned, that more news will be forthcoming. Just want to highlight, guys, pay attention. It's really cool what Guan Yin's doing, and just the events that are being hosted, the interest that's going on, the brand awareness that we're building. This is also complemented with a lot of the work that the BD team is doing. And I know Dean and Casper's, along with Guan Yin and Lucy, have been talking to different funds and investment groups out of China. So there's a lot going on, everything from marketing to investing to technology placement and community growth. And you're seeing a little bit of it, every week with some things that are being posted. But we'll have more substantial news soon about what's going on. Okay, otherwise, from my perspective, what I'm focusing on is team and org building. So this is a really big deal because as we're delivering technology and things are very much on track, like Alberto mentioned to kick off this meeting, we need more people. Clearly we have a lot going on, and now as we're delivering Zendoo, the core protocol of what we've been building for years, now it's going to be a race to building out that ecosystem on the technology side with partners, with all these side chains that you hear every week that the BD team is lining up from different partners to build. Well, a lot of this really depends on us growing our team. So we are doing a substantial team building exercise across the board, from Horizen Labs to the foundation. I know Pipeline is also hiring for specific things. So there's a lot going on. Now, what I do want from the tangible thing that I want this week, and I've been talking about for a while, I do want to post these new roles for the foundation on the technology side and start building out the technology team for the foundation, because a lot of that has been outsourced, and the foundation has really been kind of like a governing body or like project management center, just kind of outsourcing a lot of things, in particular to labs. But I do want to build the in-house capabilities on the technology side for the foundation. So I want to release the chief scientist role, the lead developer evangelist role, and then a couple of other supporting developer evangelists, right? And this will be kind of like the starting kernel of like a technology team that we start building out on the foundation. It won't be instantaneous, because these first key hires, these are senior people. And whenever you hire senior people into an org, you really need to be careful, or I would say diligent, about who you bring in, because these are such key roles that you can waste a lot of time by rushing and bringing in the wrong people. So we're going to do it right. We're going to publish the roles. We're going to have a rigorous interview process or an onboarding process to make sure that we bring in the right people. Also, we are continuing to hire on the marketing business side. So Lucy has a bunch of open positions. She's been going through dozens, if not hundreds, of CVs and resumes, and it's already she's in the interview phase, and it looks like we have some interesting candidates. So more news forthcoming on that. Labs is in full hiring mode, like we've been mentioning all along, or for some time now. The team there just spec'd out some office space that we'll be hiring. It's looking like we'll probably get the team into a WeWork to start, which is a really cool spot to be in anyway in New York City. And this will be the physical location where we'll house the new team that we're building. Hopefully rapidly there in New York. Let's see, on the technology side, everything's on track, like Alberto mentioned, with audits, integration testing, and so forth. Just reiterating Alberto's comment because it was such an important one. Integration of Zendoo is complete. This is a huge milestone. I know we've been talking about it for the last several weeks about handing off the auditors and all that, but really officially the integration is complete. And now at this point we are very deep into the auditing process. We're bringing on that second auditor that Rosario mentioned today. So that work's kicking off, and that's a really important part for the cryptographic piece of the Zendoo delivery. So both those two auditors that we've been mentioning are now both working. So that's also a huge step forward. Now the product team is crafting the NFT and tokenization standards for the SDK, like Rosario mentioned, and this is work that Zane's taking point on. I know Maurizio's done a ton of prep work, and Paolo's been building these sidechains with our partners. So we have a good amount of experience and idea of what we want to do, but ultimately these are standards that we're also going to have to bring Alberto in to think through the architecture of what we're doing and make sure it's consistent with the overall platform that we're releasing. But to kick it off, Zane's deep diving on ERC 20, 721, 1155. So we're getting those fungible, non-fungible, semi-fungible standards covered, and then also looking at how things are integrated into the Cosmos SDK, because we also have, that's our primary channels of bringing these things to market is through our own SDK. So we're taking a look at one of the tools that closely resembles what we're doing. So guys, that's it. It's a whirlwind. There's a lot going on. Again, just to remind you, these are weekly updates. So there's a lot going on every week here for the ecosystem. I'll stop here and we can open it up to any Q&A that people might have.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob, for the great updates. And thank you everyone as well for contributing with your questions. So the first one is there a quick start guide for running Approver?
Oh, great question, Alberto. Do you want to field this one? Oh, sorry, Alberto is not on. Okay, so let's see. I don't know the answer to that. Let's see. Who else do we have on the tech side who would be able to? Maybe Maurizio, if you want to chime in.
Hey, I don't think we have a guide ready yet, but it's not going to be too difficult. I mean, it will be a piece of software that will just, get requests for creating a proof and creating one. So it's not going to be difficult to run it, but I don't think we are at that point yet.
Awesome. Thank you, Maurizio, for answering that. The second question is, how easy will it be to start a sidechain compared, let's say, to an ERC20 launch?
Maurizio, if you want to chime in on that one again, I'll just say quickly. Yeah, I was going to say,
I connected the wrong day.
Exactly.
No problem. So it is different, yeah, because it's an ECR20 token is a smart contract that has got a let's say a standard that you follow to run it, and you deploy the contract and you have the token done. In our case, it could be that it's a sidechain need to be run, or it could be that there is a sidechain that has and offers the opportunity of launching our own tokens. Probably we'll have both options depending on the use case. I think it's a bit early to answer because the kickoff of this, of the project was today, so 1 hour ago. So maybe it's slightly early to really answer, but let's say that it's not going to be difficult in the sense that in both options we will have if in the case of the sidechain, we'll have the sidechain ready as a piece of software that you can deploy and maybe just change the name of the token and the supply and number of tokens that you want to run some configurations that you edit, and then you deploy it. And in the case of a tokenization platform, at the same way, you'll have a transaction that will allow you to create a token with a parameter. So I don't see anything particularly difficult. It's they will be ready-made.
So, but Maurizio, you're saying that you kicked this off an hour ago and you don't yet have any updates?
The update is this one.
I'm joking.
Awesome. Okay, and the third and final question is, what is the latest status on your own sidechains like Zero Knowledge, Treasury, and Node Payments sidechains? What is the ATA for those?
Yeah, so I mean, these are just still in the pipeline for us. We haven't even started architecting them because we need to get Zendu released to mainnet, and then we have other supporting work with the SDK before we can actually start even architecting and then building. So again, these are the big infrastructure sidechains for the ecosystem are very high on our priority list, and these are things we've been talking about for a while, and certainly going to be kicking off as soon as the technology is in place to make it feasible. It's just not there yet.
Great. Okay, so those were the top 3 questions. Thank you, everyone, for joining us week by week and contributing always with your questions, and for joining us as well. We'll see you all next Monday, and have a great week. Bye-bye.